What is up, guys? Boris here, coming to you guys with what is my last review of Hunter x Hunter for a while. Hunter x Hunter chapter 360. It is, like I said, my last manga chapter review for a while for Hunter x Hunter because it's going on hiatus. But I do plan on reviewing the anime like I talked about on Toonami. So if you guys are interested in that, I'm going to try it out and see if people like it or not. But I think those will be fun reviews to do. I go back to the beginning of the series and watch it, and that'll be interesting. But for now, let's talk about Hunter x Hunter 360. There's a lot of things to talk about, and I'm just sad that it's going on hiatus again because it's great. I enjoy it so much. So right now, we got the beginning, which is going to be Kurapika figuring out what exactly is going on with the bodyguards. And we find out that two of the bodyguards are, in fact, sort of working for other princes. They're moles, per se. And the process in which these bodyguards were selected, these royal bodyguards. Now, keep in mind, there's a difference between the royal bodyguards and the bodyguards that are currently with the queen. Yeah, she's a queen. Yeah, they're different. They're the same in that they are present on the ship, but on top of that, there were extra bodyguards that were hired through the Hunter selection process and Kurapika himself. But these royal bodyguards are bodyguards that are with her at all times, even before this whole voyage started. And we see that each queen has a certain number of bodyguards for herself, and a certain number of bodyguards certain bodyguards that she can pick, and certain bodyguards that are picked for them, depending on how high they rank in terms of, you know, earliest queen to latest queen. They'll have more that they can pick, and they'll have less that are picked for them. So it's really interesting. I'll have a video on this later today. Pretty simple, short video that explains the whole process. So I don't want to talk about that too much right now, since it's kind of confusing if I just talk about it. So I'll make a video on it later today about it. But pretty much, we finally get to see the Nen Beast, which I think is the coolest part of this chapter. From what I can count, there's 5. There's the worm, the sea dragon looking thing. There's the bear, the weird bear. I don't know what's going on. There's like these little salamander looking things. I don't really know what to call them. I don't know what to call them, but you know, they're the little salamander looking things that you see them floating and stuff. And then there's also the jellyfish. So it's interesting. I wonder when will be revealed which one belongs to which prince. But it's revealed that these are, we know before, if you remember back a couple of before the previous hiatus, I talked about how the jar ceremony would essentially give each prince a Nen Beast. Okay, now this jar was originally created by an ancient member of this bloodline, and it was then after death. Essentially, when he died, his will was so strong to carry out his bloodline, to have it be a successful bloodline, that it created the jar in the ceremony, which essentially gives a blood relative one of these eggs. And so here Kurapika finds out that these are beasts that use parasitic style of Nen, in which the user doesn't really even know that that their Nen is being used up by these beasts or creatures, and explains how the baby is able to use them, and explains why the normal bodyguards can't see them because they don't really have the ability to see Nen yet. Now, it also he says that, so it's GU, GU, and so for those of you who don't know what that means, it's a process in which you take a lot of material, a lot of people with the same, a lot of things with the same similar trait, and then you put them all into one. So things get stronger as they consume and devour of the same kind. And so the example they give in the Wikipedia, they tell you to look at the Wikipedia, is you take a lot of venomous, different types of venomous animals, and have them kill each other. The last one remains. In theory, this doesn't actually mean, but in theory, in the spirit of GU, the remaining one would have more poison than any of the other ones. They will gain the ability to have the strongest possible poison available. So essentially, if you translate that over to the ceremony, each one of these princes has a Nen Beast. Okay, and the Nen Beast, as the princess die and as they defeat other Nen Beasts, they will eventually all get stronger as more and more of these Nen Beasts die, as more of these princes die, and the last one standing will be stronger, far stronger than they were when they first started. So it's essentially a process, a ceremony to create the strongest possible king, strongest possible successor to the throne, and really unleashing their full potential. So that's what Kurapika finally realizes. Okay, so this is the whole reason for the ceremony. It's to do that. And interestingly enough, we see that one of these, the bear, actually ends up tricking one of the bodyguards into saying, it's saying, are you free, right? Are you free? And I think one of them actually says yes. So one of them actually says, yes, I'm free, and that allows, I think that's the condition for that to take over the person, and actually ends up killing both of the royal bodyguards. Now, if you remember back, was it 2 chapters ago or 1 chapter ago, we had one bodyguard called, was it Woody? I think, or I think, I forgot what his name was, but we had one bodyguard die in the bathroom. 4 bodyguards die at the end of the chapter, so that's 5, and now these are the last 2 royal bodyguards. So everything adds up. There were 7 royal bodyguards. They were all taken out, which begs the question: what exactly is going on? Because if they are being taken out by other Nen Beast from, other princes, why would they take out if they're surveilling for them? It doesn't make sense. There's 2 explanations. Either one, it's someone outside actually, I'm not ready to say the explanations yet, but the most probable thing is that they just can't be controlled, so they're just doing it to to kill them. But it's pretty strange that all 7 of the bodyguards, which are spying on the 8th queen for the other queens, they're all taken out. It's really interesting, and I can't wait to see what exactly happens. Now we see Kurapika here about to take his stand against, I'm not entirely sure how to say his name, but the guy who stabbed people with a knife at the very end, Cyrid. Will we see his 5th chain? It's something I talked about in the previous video. If we see his 5th chain, that'd be really exciting. But again, on hiatus, we never know when it'll come back. So we'll have to wait and see for that. But other than that, not much to say here. Again, these chapters are really complex, and I'm trying to bring them to you guys as soon as the chapter comes out. So I'm sure I'm going to miss some stuff. We saw a little bit from Melody and from Bisky. We saw that, I believe, Bisky saw these Nen Beasts go to their room. They're sort of scouting. These Nen Beasts are going around scouting, seeing what's going on, I think. But really, are they in control? Are they being, can certain princes control them and can certain not? That'll be interesting, because what if the first prince is able to control his Nen Beast? Then that's pretty crazy. But again, due to the nature, I don't think that these are actually able to be controlled. And I think that the ceremony is intended for these guys to be really what causes the death of the princes, because as they state, the rules must still be enforced. The prince still cannot kill another prince. Otherwise, they'll face harsh consequences. But if their Nen Beast kills it, it's a different story. And like I said, as the ritual of Gu, these Nen Beasts are supposed to consume the other Nen Beast to eventually become far stronger than they were before. So that would make a lot of sense. And then, again, last man standing is going to be the most powerful of these users, and be far more powerful than they were in the beginning. So really interesting. Togashi using that sort of I'm not sure what to call it. It's not an idea, that sort of I don't know what to call it, but he's using that idea of Gu. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Of course, I have to wait for hiatus to end. So these last 10 chapters were great, awesome. Thank you, Togashi. Can't wait. I'm gonna be patiently waiting for more chapters from him. No rush. I'll take as long as he needs to take, man, so that he can come back and give us some awesome chapters. So with that said, guys, let me know your thoughts on this chapter down below. And again, I'll bring you guys a quick video talking about the bodyguard system later today. So until next time, peace.